Hey everybody, welcome back to Strengthening Our Stretch, and it's a new month. We have a new challenge going on for September. We are looking to reset and work our way up to the fall equinox. Nutritionally, we have given up a lot of junk foods and processes. We're trying to make our way back into a healthier whole food nutritional plan as we prepare for the seasonal shift. And in our movement, I wanted to share with you some ways to support the detox that will begin to happen in your body as you make this transition to healthier foods. And so as our body gets rid of all of the toxins from summer and we're cleaning ourselves up, or cleaning ourselves out and moving forward, one of the best ways that I have found is a foam roller. All right, so if you have a foam roller, over the next 4 weeks throughout September, I'm going to be sharing with you ways to use the foam roller both as a myofascial release, and if you think about your myofascia, there's like a film between your skin and your muscles that allows your muscles to move freely under your skin. So injury and trauma and all of those things that we do, like sitting for too long and working out really, really hard, have ways of causing creases and folds in the myofascia. If our diet is lacking in hydration, our myofascia can be like that dried up sponge. It becomes brittle and there's no fluidity in the movement, all right? So it causes this pain ultimately. And a foam roller is, I like to think of it as ironing out your myofascia, and so getting out all of the creases and wrinkles. In the meanwhile, while you are foam rolling, you are creating space. You're able to stretch your body over the foam roller. I'm going to show you some ways to build strength and create length in your body. And it's also really good at squeezing out those muscles. So as you're rolling over the muscles, you're squeezing out any toxins and whatnot that are in the muscles. The lymphatic system gets a nice little squish. And so when we take on this foam rolling practice, and you can do this every day, I probably spend about 15 to 20 minutes a day on my foam roller, usually at the end of the day, to kind of help ease out anything from working out to having been at my desk for too long. And so while I take on this practice, I make sure and get enough water, because as you're squeezing out all of those toxins, you want to be drinking lots of fluid and helping your body to flush. All right, so we're going to get started out. I'm going to show you 3 or 4 different ways to use your foam roller today. A couple ways just to ease some of the stress and tension in our shoulders, and then a couple of ways to help build some strength with the foam rollers. And so I'm going to have you roll out your mat, and we will set our foam roller lengthwise along the mat. We're going to bring ourselves around to the front of the foam roller and come to sit at the very end of our foam roller. And then I want you to bring yourself all the way down. So everything from the back of your head all the way to your tailbone is supported on the foam roller. Lift up your arms to separate those shoulder blades, and then allow the arms to come palms up off the shoulders. Taking yourself into some nice relaxing breath here. Depending on the stress and tension in your shoulders, this can be excruciating. I'm actually quite uncomfortable here. I've spent the whole day at my desk. And so the stretch is happening across the chest into the front of the shoulders. In the back, you're getting that pressure point of the foam roller between your shoulder blades. And so you're actually pushing the shoulder blades open and really helping to create some space here. So let's take 4 or 5 breaths here. Think about relaxing the body, allowing the shoulders to pull towards the floor. Remember, gravity is your friend in these positions, so letting the weight of your arms really dictate the depth of that stretch. And have you inhale those arms straight up overhead. And we're going to send the palms back down beside the hips. Now, my feet are wide enough here to help stabilize me as I'm resting. And I'm looking to allow that natural curve of my spine to soften down into the foam roller as I'm here and relaxing. And so just think about the spine making a connection. We're going to bring the hands down beside the hips. Maya, go lay down. So tip the pelvis slightly and press that lower back down into the foam roller. And we're just going to squeeze. We're going to roll about 1 inch to 1.5 inches to the left. So we're squeezing those muscles away from the spine and then allowing ourselves to come back to center. Squeeze down with the body onto the foam roller and head it over to the right. And then gently allow yourself to roll back to center. We'll do 2 more each side. And just squeeze those muscles, loosen things up along the spine. Take the shoulder blades with you. If you can keep the shoulder blades stretched out through this process, that's great. Good. Bringing ourselves back to center. We're going to come to palms down beside our hips. And we're going to make a snow angel type movement with our arms. So we're going to slowly start bringing the arms up in that snow angel movement. When we get to shoulder height, we're going to turn palms up. So the back of our hands are on the floor, and we're going to reach the rest of the way overhead. Now, if your hands aren't able to touch the floor here, do not be alarmed. That will come as you free up some mobility in your shoulders. For now, just wherever you're getting to, slide those arms all the way up and around overhead. Once you reach overhead, we're going to bring them back down beside our hips and go through that motion again. You can do as many of these as you feel necessary. And I've said this often before in my foam roller work. I try to keep doing a movement until I feel like I have affected a positive change. So when I'm feeling like these movements are happening more freely or less painfully, I move on to the next movement. All right, so opening up the shoulders here with some snow angels. I'm going to have you slide yourself off your foam roller to one side. We're going to bring the foam roller around behind us, and I want you to lower yourself down so that your shoulder blades are above the foam roller. All right, we're just going to rest the hips on the floor, use the feet for stability. We're going to cradle the back of our head with our hands. And we're going to just lift the hips and we're going to start rolling along those shoulders. All right, so really just roll along the spine, really thinking about pushing down into the foam roller and squeezing those back muscles. You can start to tip from side to side here, coming out over the shoulder blades, into the back, higher up along the shoulder, into the traps. Excellent. Setting yourself down. Foam roller is beneath our shoulder blades, cradling our head, and I want you to just lean your head back. So come to that round, release the hands from the head. If it's available, you can bring the arms to the foam roller and just allow the head to hang back. Great opener for the chest. You can feel the stress and tension melt from your thoracic back. And then slowly bring the hands back to support the neck coming up. And lift yourself up. We're going to roll a couple more times here. After I do that stretch, I always like to roll things out again. Excellent. Bringing ourselves back up to seated, and have you bring the foam roller around to the front of your mat. We're going to come onto our stomach here. And I'm going to have you flatten out the toes. We are going to bring the foam roller just below our elbows, and our palms are facing each other. Thumbs are up. As we come into this movement, we're going to actually pull ourselves up. For those of you who do yoga, think cobra or sphinx pose, where we are creating length in the spine. So pressing down with our arms into the foam roller, I want you to roll into your wrists and lift up. All right, so think length in the spine, don't drop into it. Think length, use those core muscles. Inhale, roll it out. Exhale, draw it up. Good, 2 more. Excellent. This last one, I'm going to have you come all the way up. And while you're here, lift it up. Feel that bend in the back. We're going to turn our head from side to side and then slowly bring it back down. You're going to push the foam roller out. Send yourself back. And I'm going to have you bring the foam roller to the center of your mat again. And we're going to come over the foam roller and come to sit on it. And from here, I want you to slide yourself forward so that your hips are resting on the foam roller. Hold the foam roller in place. We're going to lower ourselves all the way back down onto the mat with our hip points over top of the foam roller. So you aren't on your tailbone and you aren't in the small round of your back. Your hips are across the foam roller. We're going to hang on to the arm placement. Actually, we're not hanging on. Arm placement is the same here, except we're turning palms down. So we're resting on the forearm. And I want you to bring the legs up. So feet are reaching for the ceiling, toes are pointed. This is kind of a legs up the wall exercise. You should feel a little bit of traction in your lower back here, so soften into it, let that stretch happen. Opening up across the lower back, and then we're going to do a little bit of core work, and we're going to have a little bit of fun here. For those of you who do yoga, this is a great exercise to support coming into our shoulder stands and all the way over. So I'm going to have you inhale, and we're going to lower the legs, reach with the toes, inhale. As you exhale, we're going to bring the legs back up, pressing down with the arms into the foam roller. We're going to lift the hips up to our shoulder stand and come over. We're going to inhale, lift the legs up. Exhale, roll yourself down with control back to your foam roller, hips on the foam roller. Inhale, extend the legs. Exhale, bring them up and lift. Overhead. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower back down to the foam roller. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lift. Keep pressing down with the arms. Use the arms. Lift, core engaged, reach. Inhale, lift. Slowly lower back to the foam roller. Inhale, reach. Exhale, up. Press down and lift. All the way up. Overhead. Inhale, lift. Exhale, back to the foam roller. Great. One more. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lift. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lower. We're going to bend the knees here and invite you to hang on to the outside edge of your foam roller. Move those shoulders around. Your spine is likely a little longer now. And we're going to just twist from side to side. So drop all the way over. Keep the shoulders on the floor. Inhale, lift it up.
Exhale all the way over to the other side. Keep the shoulders planted on the floor. Turn your head the opposite direction of your legs. Excellent. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale over to the other side. Inhale, lift. Excellent. We're going to bring both feet back down to the floor. I'm going to have you lift your hips and send the foam roller away from your body. We're going to catch on to the back of our thighs and we're going to rock ourselves all the way up to seated. So there you have it. A little strength and stretch on our foam roller. As we make our way through the month, I'll keep adding new stretches, new strength, and hopefully you guys are dusting off those foam rollers. And if you don't have a foam roller, it is by far probably the best $10 to $20 you're going to invest in your detox wellness this month. So I will see you next week. Hope everything is going well, and let's get ready for that seasonal shift.